I have just spent the 4 best months of my life in the Philippines. And let me tell you, there are a lot of things that I wish I'd known before I arrived. So whether you're planning a quick holiday, maybe a long stay, or even thinking about maybe moving to the Philippines at some point, I truly believe that this video will have something for you. Something that will help you make the most of your time in such a beautiful country. Because there are definitely some things that you should be ready for. Number one is definitely something that you need to be prepared for, no matter what your background or your circumstances. So let's dive straight in. Here's 5 things that you really must know before visiting the Philippines. Okay, starting with number 5. This is something that you might have heard about, but I want to say that whatever you've heard, it doesn't do it justice. You don't really understand the scale of it until you've actually visited the Philippines. And that is that you need to prepare to feel loved. And I don't just mean some polite smiles or helpful service. I'm talking being welcomed like you're part of a family. This is sometimes literally within minutes of meeting someone. Filipinos have a well-earned reputation across the world for being some of the most positive and most polite people. And I'm telling you, that reputation is truly well-deserved. Honestly, somehow, it's an understatement. Especially if you're coming from a Western country, like me, from the UK, I genuinely want to give you a friendly warning. You may have never experienced this level of widespread love and community feel in your life before. There is a small chance of you feeling slightly overwhelmed by just how much love there is and how much the people care. I can almost guarantee that you'll be greeted with smiles, with joy, with invitations to meals. You'll be prayed for, you'll be joked with, and somehow treated like some long-lost family member. And you will soon find that this isn't just some special treatment that they're giving to foreigners. This is across the Philippines. It's a part of their whole cultural mindset. There's a word for it in the Philippines called Bayanihan spirit, which means helping others selflessly, working together as a community. And that isn't just a slogan or just some phrase. It's lived out daily. I felt it, I saw it, and honestly, it's one of the main reasons why I fell in love with the country so quickly and why I kept extending my stay. I really didn't want to leave that sort of atmosphere. And this is just the beginning. Number 4, this is something I wasn't really prepared for either. But in the Philippines, you should know to be ready for a lot of conversations. In the Philippines, people are going to talk to you. People are going to talk to you quite a lot. Filipinos are famously friendly. And for one thing, they are definitely not shy. Now, for nearly all the Filipinos I met, I don't know if shyness is in their vocabulary. Particularly if the word karaoke is involved. Even in quiet places like beaches or rural areas, people will strike up conversations with you very frequently. They'll ask you where you're from, how long you're staying, how are you finding the food in the Philippines. And you will have these little chats everywhere. At the market, on a tricycle, in a sari-sari store, wherever you are. It genuinely didn't feel nosy for me. It's just human connection and it's beautiful. Now, during my time in the Philippines, there was a term that I heard called marites. I think basically it refers to someone who's always got the gossip, who's somebody who's always in the know. Now, I'm not accusing anyone of being a marites, but I will say that Filipinos definitely do love to chat. What made it even easier for me was finding out that English is spoken in the Philippines remarkably well. Honestly, I was so pleasantly surprised with just how smooth conversation flowed. That being said, I would suggest learning some basic Tagalog. More of a respect thing, just showing people that you do actually care about their culture. I found that it went a long way in my conversations with people, just showing that little bit of effort. To all my introverted friends, do not worry. There are still beautiful places for you to be isolated and have some peace of mind. But you are going to be welcomed. You're going to feel welcomed. And that's going to reflect in your interactions with people. And honestly, that level of sort of interpersonal communication was one of the biggest differences that I noticed between the UK and the Philippines. So moving on to number 3. This one's slightly different, but just bear with me. Because I really actually want to stress it. Number 3 is I suggest that you learn a bit about Filipino history. I think this will really help you trying to learn about the Philippines at a deeper level. Because for me, I found that doing that little bit of research actually went a long way into building some of my relationships with Filipinos, understanding the culture, the faith, the food, and even the way some people treat you. The Philippines was colonized by Spain for over 300 years. Then came the Americans, and then the British, briefly, and then Japanese occupation during World War II. Independence for the Filipinos only actually came in the mid-1900s. So yeah, you could definitely say that this country has been through a lot. But here's what genuinely blew me away. Despite all of that, the Filipino spirit is so resilient. Don't get me wrong, you do still see the influences of these other cultures in architecture, even parts of the language, some of the laws, the food. But what really shines through still is the clear Filipino identity and this unshakable optimism. The people that I met and I spoke to were not bitter about their past. They were grateful in the present. It's honestly one of the things that hit me the hardest. How much gratitude was baked into nearly everyone's personality and how they viewed the world. And this was when circumstances didn't seem easy. I'm not saying go and become an expert on history necessarily, but I do think I would spend a little bit of time just having a brief look at what the past of this country has meant to the people, the influence it's had, and I think it will massively improve your understanding of the culture that you're going to spend time in. In order to have the best time in the Philippines and make the most of your time there, something that you must have at least a brief understanding of. And before I share the next one, which I think might be the most important, there is something that I'd love to ask you. Have you ever had a moment where experiencing a different culture completely realigned or changed the way you viewed the world? For me, this trip massively showed me that I needed to be more grateful for things. Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. Right, so number 2, and this one is quite personal to me. The deeper I got into Filipino life, the more that this really stood out. Number 2, expect God to move during your time in the Philippines. The Philippines is a country deeply rooted in faith. And if I'm honest, I didn't grow up religious at all. I didn't believe in God. So I think it would be fair to say that I had some reservations or some curiosity about how this would pan out during my time in the Philippines. Maybe even if I'd feel uncomfortable in any way. But let me tell you, completely honestly, that I did not feel uncomfortable at all. I felt awakened. The amounts of churches, the amounts of Christian imagery, the references to Jesus, the Bible verses on the back of jeepneys, in people's homes, in their conversations, people's belief and people's faith really does bleed out into their interactions across society. And seeing that and experiencing it really did change the way that I was viewing the trip. When I saw how important having a culture that was surrounded with faith and how that actually led to people treating each other in a certain way, it made me really look at my own country and my own habits of the past and see them differently. I started asking bigger questions, and for me, that had life-changing consequences. So I say this gently and with love. Whether you're religious or you're not, I would just say to be open, because you just might experience something special in the Philippines. You might feel nudged to maybe explore some of these things more deeply, whether that's through someone's kindness or just the beauty of the landscape. Okay, one quick bonus tip. Before you go to the Philippines, I would recommend either going on a quick diet or buying some loose clothes, because the food is almost too good. I found it a bit of a battle to try and resist trying all of the amazing Filipino dishes, so just be warned there. I would recommend sisig though, please try that, and halo halo. Now, all jokes aside, number 1, and this one is real. If you visit the Philippines with an open heart, there is a genuine chance that it could change your life. People say that it's more fun in the Philippines, and yes, that's true. But it's also more joy, more love, more community, more faith, more freedom. I went there with plans to stay for a month. I ended up staying for 4. I found a new life, a new family, a new community, and a new way of seeing the world. So my genuine biggest piece of advice, and something that I feel you must know, is keep your schedule flexible, because God might have something planned for you. Something bigger than just a holiday. I know he did for me. So, those are 5 things that I truly think you must know before visiting the Philippines. Because the Philippines isn't really just a place to visit, it's a place that stays with you. Whatever your background, whatever your beliefs, I would sincerely recommend visiting. Talk to the people, eat the food, let yourself feel something real. And more than anything, open yourself up to let God speak to you. I'm praying for your journey. I'm praying for you to arrive safely. And I'm praying that the Philippines can have some sort of life-changing effect on you. I know it has for me. If this resonated with you, then please let me know in the comments. And if you are thinking of booking a trip to the Philippines, then I would really say please do, and go with an open mind, an open heart. Feel free to subscribe if you want to join this journey. And genuinely, God bless you.